Have you ever watched other people fall in love so easily while your own heart has never truly fallen for anyone? If so, do not rush to label yourself as cold, emotionally distant, or incapable of love. There is a psychological reason behind this that most people never realize they carry. You have seen love everywhere. The quick glances exchanged on a subway, the shared laughter in a diner booth, the excitement in your friend's voice after a perfect first date. You feel all of it, sometimes more deeply than the people actually living it. You celebrate their butterflies. You absorb their heartbreak. Yet you remain on the outside looking in, like someone who knows every scene in the script but has never stepped onto the stage themselves. Your loneliness is not the usual kind. It is the quiet ache of being left behind, of watching everyone else move forward, while your own heart refuses to open for anyone. You have tried fixing it. You have tried giving people a chance. You have tried pushing yourself to date more, feel more, and connect more, but nothing seems to work. Because the issue is not a lack of effort or opportunity. It is the way your heart processes connection, something no generic dating advice has ever addressed. In this deep exploration, we are going to uncover all of it. Why your love works differently, why your high standards are actually a defense mechanism, and why people who have never been in love often carry a rare emotional strength. Welcome to the world of the waiting heart. If you have spent most of your life watching love instead of living it, there's a psychological reason, and it starts with the way your mind processes the world. People like you are not passive. You are not sitting on the sidelines because you lack desire. You're observing because you feel too much, too early, and too deeply. This is what psychologists call the observer's curse. When you are wired to sense emotional shifts before others even notice them, you learn about relationships by studying them. You study their patterns, their red flags, and their inevitable endings. You do not just see a couple fighting, you feel the tension in your own chest. You do not just hear your friend's breakup story, you absorb the exhaustion behind their words. This deep emotional processing is not random. It is the signature of a highly sensitive person, or HSP. An HSP is someone whose nervous system is tuned like a microphone that picks up nuances other people completely miss. For you, the world is louder, conversations hit harder, and disappointment lingers longer. Everything emotional arrives amplified. That means when you witness a relationship falling apart, you do not simply think, I do not want that. Your body reacts first, your chest tightens, your stomach drops. You imagine the weight of carrying that kind of pain, even though it is not yours. So, while others date casually hoping for the best, you weigh the emotional cost before the relationship even begins. Where people see a fun connection, you see potential heartbreak, conflict, and unmet needs waiting to happen. This creates a subconscious equation in your mind. If it is going to hurt, I need to be sure it is worth it. That is why you do not fall easily. That is why you do not just give someone a chance. That is why you stand at the edge, feeling the water before you jump. Because your heart is not afraid of love, it is afraid of wasting itself. When you have spent years witnessing the emotional storms of others, your heart learns a painful wisdom. Love can heal you, but it can also destroy you. This leads to the next layer of your psychology. You do not fall in love through sparks, chemistry, or instant attraction. Your heart opens only when it feels safe, when your heart feels everything on a deeper frequency. Falling in love does not happen in an instant. It does not spark. It builds slowly, quietly, layer by layer. This is where many people like you fall on what psychology calls the demisexual or slow burn spectrum. It is a way of experiencing attraction that requires deep emotional safety before any desire appears. Most people feel attraction first and connection later. But for you, it is the exact opposite. You need to see someone's integrity, their softness, and their humor. You need to see the way they speak to a waiter or the way they treat someone who can offer them nothing. You need time not to judge, but to absorb. Your heart has its own rhythm, its own sequence, and its own requirements. There's a biological component to this as well. Bonding hormones like oxytocin rise in you only after trust is established, not before. Your brain simply does not release romantic green lights until it feels completely secure. So while others can swipe, match, and feel a spark in seconds, you can sit across from someone who checks every box on paper and feel absolutely nothing. This is not because you are cold, but because your heart is honest. Then sometimes, out of nowhere, something shifts. A laugh that feels real, a story that cracks someone open, a moment where their eyes soften in a way they did not mean to show. And suddenly, there it is. A warmth you did not expect, a pull you did not choose. That is how your love works. It is not a lightning strike, it is a sunrise. But the problem is that modern dating culture is not built for people like you. It rewards speed, instant chemistry, and short attention spans. It idolizes vibes and first date magic. It pushes you to decide in 30 minutes what your heart needs weeks or months to understand. Because your feelings grow slowly, you are often told you are indecisive, unrealistic, or hard to impress. But the truth is much simpler. You are not slow. You are selective with your soul. You do not want a fling or temporary comfort. You want resonance, a connection that feels like truth, not luck. This brings us to the tension everyone misreads as pickiness. You have probably heard it more times than you can count. You are too picky. You expect too much. You are impossible to impress. But picky is often just a misunderstood word for careful, and careful is often just a softer word for afraid. You are not afraid of love itself. You are afraid of the price of choosing wrong. When you love slowly and deeply, vulnerability is not a small step. It is a full-body leap. If you give yourself to the wrong person, you do not just get disappointed, you get shattered. So your mind creates protections disguised as high standards. On the surface, they look like requirements, but underneath, they are shields. Psychologists call these false standards. These are criteria that do not reflect who you want, but what you fear. Maybe you have unreachably high expectations, where the partner must be emotionally perfect and flawlessly mature. No real human can meet these standards, which means no one is ever right enough to get close. Or perhaps you have a predictability fantasy, wanting someone who can read your mind and anticipate your needs to avoid any conflict. Then, there is the zero conflict illusion, where you wait for a love so smooth it never triggers you or requires tough conversations. But that is not love. That is safety dressed as romance. Your standards may not be walls, but your walls have learned to disguise themselves as standards. Because the world does not see your inner logic, it labels you as distant or uninterested. But deep down, you know it is more complicated than that. You are looking for emotional safety, something your nervous system has been begging for your whole life. In a world that moves fast, your caution is misinterpreted as a flaw when it is actually a form of self-preservation. This caution gets magnified by the pressure of everyone around you. It would be easier to carry if the world did not constantly remind you that you are running out of time. While you are quietly protecting your heart, everyone around you seems to be sprinting ahead. Friends are announcing engagements and coworkers are planning baby showers. Holiday gatherings always bring back that same sharp question. Are you seeing anyone yet? Suddenly, it is not just your fear you're dealing with. It is the feeling of being behind. Psychologists call this the social clock, the unspoken timeline society sets for love and milestones. You are supposed to fall in love in your 20s and be settled in your 30s. But this timeline is cultural, not biological. Emotional development does not follow a schedule, and love does not care about deadlines. Yet, the pressure remains real. You scroll through social media and a quiet voice whispers, "Everyone is moving except me." That is emotional FOMO, the fear of missing out on experiences you feel you should have had by now. But here's the reframing you have been needing. Being single is not falling behind. It is building the emotional foundation your future relationship will stand on. Most people rush into love just to avoid loneliness. You have been forced to face yourself, your patterns, and your fears long before sharing your life with someone else. That is not delay. That is preparation. All of that internal work is carving out a different kind of love story. One that starts later, yes, but stands much stronger. There is a rare strength in a heart that has never been in love. While many people spend their youth giving their heart to the wrong people and burning out their trust, you have been building emotional capacity. Your heart has not been stretched thin by toxic cycles or drained by relationships built on confusion. It has not been bruised by people who loved carelessly. Instead, it has been filling quietly and steadily with depth, clarity, and self-awareness. You are not late, you are reserved. The world has mistaken that for emptiness when it is actually abundance. People who enter love later in life often do it with more intention and stability. Because they have spent years learning themselves first, they know exactly what they value. They know what they will not tolerate. They know how they want love to feel: calm, safe, and steady. You do not chase love to fill a void. You want love to meet you, not rescue you. And that changes everything. When someone finally reaches your heart after all this time, you will not love halfway. You will love with a depth that startles people. The kind of love that feels like home. You're not a late bloomer. You're a slow-grown forest. Your roots are deep, your branches are strong, and your heart is built for something lasting. You're not behind. You're not missing out. You're not too much or too picky. You're simply blooming on a different timeline. Some hearts open early and some open quickly. Yours opens when it feels safe, and that is not a flaw. That is wisdom. You have not failed at love. You have been protecting a part of yourself that deserves to be given only to someone who can hold it with both hands. When love finally arrives, it will feel different for you. It will be calmer, deeper, and more grounded than anything you have seen in the movies. It will not feel like a chase. It will feel like recognition, like coming home to someone you somehow knew all along. A flower never apologizes for the season it blooms in. Neither should you. If you felt seen by this, stay with us. We talk about the quiet parts of the human heart here, and you do not have to navigate them alone. Subscribe if you want more explorations like this that go deeper than the surface. And tell me in the comments, do you believe love will find you in its own time? Your heart is worth the wait. The world might tell you to hurry, but your soul knows the pace it needs to grow. Every day you spend understanding yourself is a day you spend becoming a better partner for the one who will eventually earn your trust. Trust the silence. Trust the waiting. Trust that your story is being written with more care than the ones that started fast and ended in flames. You are whole exactly as you are right now. Love is not the missing piece of a puzzle. It is the light that illuminates the masterpiece you have already created. Keep your standards high, but keep your heart soft. Do not let the world's cynicism turn your caution into bitterness. Keep believing in the kind of connection that requires no explanation, the kind where you can be fully yourself without fear. It is coming, not because you are looking for it, but because you are ready for it. And when it arrives, you will realize why every other door remained closed. You are being saved for something that matches the depth of your own soul. Be patient with your heart. It has been through a lot of observing and a lot of protecting. It deserves a gentle landing. Until then, live your life with the same intensity you would if you were already in love. Love the world, love your work, and most importantly, love the person you see in the mirror. That is the most important love story you will ever write. Everything else is just a beautiful addition to an already vibrant life. Thank you for being part of this journey. Your presence here matters more than you know. We will see you in the next one. Take care of your waiting heart. Imagine a world where you never have to apologize for the depth of your emotions. Imagine a life where you are celebrated for the way you guard your inner sanctum. You're not cold for wanting something real. You're not broken for needing more than a superficial spark. The complexity of your heart is a testament to the complexity of your soul. When you look back at these years of solitude, you will not see them as a waste. You will see them as the crucible in which your character was forged. You are learning the art of being alone without being lonely. You are discovering that your own company is a rich and vibrant landscape. This is the work that many people avoid by jumping from one distraction to another. By facing the silence, You're becoming someone who cannot be easily swayed by the winds of popularity. You're becoming unshakable, and when you eventually share your world with someone else, you will do so from a place of abundance, not lack. You will not be looking for a half to make you whole. You will be two whole individuals walking side by side. That is the highest form of partnership. It is the goal that makes every single day of waiting worth it. Stay patient with the process. Stay loyal to your standards. The person who is meant for you is currently on their own journey of growth. They are learning their own lessons, facing their own fears, and preparing their heart for you. Trust that the universe has perfect timing. Trust that the wait is part of the magic. Because when you finally find each other, you will realize that you could never have met a moment sooner. You both needed this time to become the people who could truly appreciate one another. So, breathe deep, smile at the mirror, and know that your story is exactly where it needs to be. You are the author, and the best chapters are yet to be written. Thank you for trusting us with your time. Continue to explore the depths of who you are. The world is waiting for your light. See you in the next chapter of your journey. Take care. Think about the way trees grow in an ancient, untouched forest. They do not rush to reach the sunlight at the expense of their roots. They grow slowly, becoming dense and resilient against the storms. A relationship that starts as a slow burn is often the one that lasts through the decades. It is built on a foundation of friendship, mutual respect, and shared values. This is the resonance you have been searching for. It is not the loud, crashing waves of a summer storm. It is the deep, steady current of a river that has found its path. Do not let anyone tell you that your lack of experience is a disadvantage. In many ways, it is your greatest asset. You come to the table with a clean slate, free from the baggage of past betrayals. You have the clarity to see a person for who they truly are, not who you want them to be. This clarity is a gift. Use it wisely. As you move through your days, remember that your worth is not defined by your relationship status. You are a complete human being with dreams, talents, and a unique perspective on the world. Whether you are in a relationship or not, you have the power to create a life that is meaningful and fulfilling. The right person will not complete you. They will complement you. They will be the person who sees the forest you have grown and wants to walk through it with you. They will appreciate the depth of your roots and the strength of your branches. And you will know them because they will not try to rush your blooming. They will wait with you. They will understand that the best things in life take time to develop. So, keep waiting if that is what your heart needs. Keep protecting that sacred space inside you. The world needs more people who love with intention. The world needs more people who refuse to settle for anything less than truth. You are one of those people, and that is something to be incredibly proud of. Keep your head held high. Your season is coming, and it will be more beautiful than you ever imagined. Thank you for listening. Stay curious, stay kind, and stay true to your heart. We are here with you every step of the way. Goodbye for now. Everything we have discussed today leads to one conclusion. Your journey is valid. Your pace is necessary. The psychology of never being in love is not a study of lack, but a study of potential. It is the story of a heart that is being kept safe for a reason. Perhaps your role in this life is to model a different kind of love, one that is built on clarity rather than impulse. In a society that is increasingly addicted to the new and the temporary, your steadfastness is a quiet rebellion. It is a reminder that some things are worth the wait. It is a reminder that the depth of a soul is measured by its capacity to endure the silence. As you close this video, I want you to take one deep, grounding breath. Feel the strength of the air in your lungs. Feel the steady beat of your heart. It has never led you astray. It has kept you safe when you needed protection. It has guided you away from paths that would have broken you. Honor that heart today. Be kind to the version of yourself that is still waiting. They are doing the hard work of growing roots in a world that only cares about flowers. But you know the truth. Without deep roots, no flower can survive the wind. You are building something that will stand the test of time. You are becoming the person you were always meant to be. And when the right person arrives, they will be grateful for every single day you spent waiting. They will be grateful for the strength of the forest you have cultivated. Stay true to yourself. Stay open to the possibilities, but never compromise on the truth of your soul. We will be here, talking about the quiet parts of being human, whenever you need us. You are never truly alone on this path. There is a whole community of waiting hearts standing right beside you. Until we meet again, take care of yourself. Cherish your journey. And remember that your story is beautiful, just as it is. The wait is almost over. But even if it isn't, the person you are becoming is enough. You are enough, always.